are back. Welcome to the replay for those of you who are tuning into the replay, and welcome to the live for those of you who are tuning into the live. It's 2023 and we made it, y'all.
You.
I know it's been forever. It really feels like it's been forever. So we got a lot of messages last week because we were supposed to come back, but we got sick.
Rita was sick. Just go ahead and tell them I was sick. Sorry.
So girl, you don't have to apologize for being sick, honey. So you are going to get a treat of having a show this week and next week, so we could get back on our rotation. But we are so excited to be back with you all. Hey there, Melissa. Welcome. As you all are coming in, let me remind you what we need you to do. Hey, Irma, Happy New Year. So please come in, introduce yourself in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. Also, let us know if this is your very first time hanging out with us on Conversations, because we love to celebrate our first timers. Also, go ahead and take a moment to tag some of your friends, honey. Tell them to get in here. Share the broadcast on your page. Okay, we are back. Okay,
we are back. You see the whole Happy New Year's going on?
I do see it. That's
how was everybody's New Year's? How did you, like, Kimberland, how was your New Year's? Everyone, like, tell me.
My New Year was eventful. It was very eventful. And it was a 24-hour nonstop party for my New Year. Yeah. What about yours?
Mine was chill. It was chill. I did go out with a girlfriend. We wasn't, we're over 40, so we ain't trying to hang out with the kids too late. We ain't trying to be in the clubs.
Listen, I was in the house, girl. I was in the house partying from my window. I was like,
And it was good though. No New Year's resolution set. We're going to talk about that later. I'm not a New Year's resolutions type of woman or girl, but yeah, we're going to talk about all of that later. So no New Year's resolution set. I had the sparkly year going, but yeah, it was good.
We're matching today, Sab. We didn't really plan this. We're matching a little bit today. We didn't really
my jeez. Well, not until it get hot. When it get hot, I'll take off the shirt.
Period. I heard that. So let me do a few shout outs. We see y'all getting in here again. As you are coming in, go ahead and make sure you introduce yourself in the comments, that you let us know where you are watching from. Also, let us know if this is your very first time hanging out with us. So we have Irma, who is here, OG from Queens, New York. Melissa is a first timer from Evansville, Indiana. Welcome, honey. We are so excited that you are here. Lori is also here from Evansville. Y'all must have put out a call for the Evansville people to be here, huh? Elise is here. Welcome back. So good to have you back. Anisha is here, first timer. So excited. Phoenix is back with us. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Shayna is here, our Las Vegas organizer. Honey, we are excited to be back too. We got Jennifer here with us. Aisha is here with us. We miss you too, love. Let's see who else we got here. Lori, new chapter. Yo, Evansville representing tonight.
Evansville, where? Illinois?
In Indiana, honey. They got that new chapter going in Evansville, baby. They own here. Okay. They own here. Wait a minute. We need to give Evansville some love. Hold on. I got something for y'all, Evansville. Evansville, this for you. Yes. Evansville is represented, and we are excited to have you. We also have Angela here from Evansville. Yes. And we also have Satira is here from Virginia. So excited to be here, y'all. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. Let us know if this is your very first time hanging out with us on Conversations. Go ahead and tag some of your friends. Tell them they need to be here for this turn up. Okay, go ahead and let them know. All right, so we got a lot of first timers, so that means we need to do our official, and it's a brand new year, so we need to do our official welcome, okay? Because it's 2023. So welcome to Brown Conversations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you to other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the brown conversations that matter to us and those we care about. We invite you to follow beautiful brown girls and follow us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland, and I am an educational advocate, activist, and consultant. I am also a professional frolicker, and I am coming to you all from Medellin, Colombia.
My name is Sab Jackson, and I am residing currently in the city of Dallas, DF-Dub. I can't believe I said that. I am not a Dallas Cowboys fan by any means. And I'm one of your co-hosts as well this evening. I am a healthcare marketing professional. I'm a podcaster. I am another new business owner. I'll share that with you guys later.
I thought you had a bigger girl. I was about to say,
I'll share that with you guys later. I am excited about this new journey that I'm on. Really, really excited about it. As I mentioned, podcaster, dreamer, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria, sister to Tawanda, and a super, super, super excited woman who is just really excited to be back and to see you ladies. So welcome. Excited.
Yes. So we got Trisha that jumped in here from Vegas. We have Cynthia in here from New Jersey, first timer in the house. We got more Evansville, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Listen. All of y'all that have these in-person chapters, y'all better get y'all's chapters together, baby. Because Evansville, I'm just saying, Evansville is in the house, okay? And Linda is back with us from Seattle. Yay. So excited to have you all with us. As always, we have a lot to talk about, y'all. All types of news, all types of things that are happening here in this world, all right? But the first thing that we want to say is official Happy New Year. Hello, 2023. We have made it to the other side, okay, of 2023. We've been in this for about 3 weeks now. Okay. So welcome.
How's everybody feeling this 2023? Is everybody feeling good?
That's a good question. We getting it, but y'all take some time to think about what that looks like, right? Because we have a whole segment as we're going to talk about this new year and what this new year looks like for us. So I want to remind you, in case you are brand new to Beautiful Brown Girls, so just need a reminder that Beautiful Brown Girls is all about sisterhood, support, and self-care. We are here to create authentic friendships, swap stories, experiences, and ideas around our shared mission of love, inspiration, and acceptance. So if you were looking for a place where you can be your beautiful brown self and all of your beautiful brown self, you have found it. Okay. This is it. Welcome. We're excited to have you.
So, hey, can you all do us a favor? I feel like the OGs know, the people who watch us frequently know to do this, but for all of you, everyone. So if you like our content, right, we ask that you please share this. All you do is hit share. I just went ahead and shared it on my timeline on Facebook as well. But if you love our content, we invite you to share and support by sharing information that we share with you. Another thing that we're asking you to do is stars. Facebook has given us the wonderful luxury of getting stars. So like, when you like someone's content, you can hit the button to give them stars and show how much you really appreciate their content. So we would love for you to do that as well. And it'll help us be able to bring you all quality content, because giving stars gives us an opportunity to, what's the best way to say it? Monetize what it is that the content that we are giving. Please share with your community and let us know that you like it. And also, while we're alive, if you like, give some hearts or give some it's hot. I told y'all it was gonna get hot in here. So
be free, baby. Be free. Do what you need to do to get yourself together. Okay. So yeah, like Sab said, make sure y'all giving us those reactions and stuff. We see them, it encourages us, and it really helps to promote our content to
Yes.
other people, which is what we're trying to do, is build this community and build this network. All right, Sab, you ready to jump in? Because we have a lot of stuff that we need to get to, and it's a lot of things that happened while we were away. So we picked out a few that we wanted to update you all on.
All right, let's get into it. So let's start with student loan repayment has been paused. It ain't been paused for me, but me and Kimberly talked about that. So I need to be giving my student loan people a call. So the student loan debt repayment paused again. Payments will not resume. It says payments will not resume in January. So there was this email that came across that says the pause will end 60 days after the Supreme Court makes a decision on the case, the case of whether or not they're going to relieve us of 20,000 or 120,000 for couples. So if no decision has been made by June 30, 2023, payments will resume 60 days after that. Selfishly, I'm plugging myself in like, why ain't my ish been paused? Kimberland.
And look, I told you need to call these people, okay? So if you are already on automatic payment, then it is very likely that they're still continuing to take those payments. I wasn't paying the people, so they wasn't getting nothing from me, okay? But if you were on that list, make sure that if they are taking your payments, if you want to benefit from this pause, that you call your loan provider so that you can get the pause, because it is paused until at least June 30th. 60 days after that is August 30th. Y'all, that's almost the whole year, okay?
But you ain't even been, you're like, well, it's not applicable to you. Why isn't it applicable to Kimberland?
Because I'm not paying it. I already said that. Y'all gonna figure out how to forgive this, okay? But for those of you who have been, go ahead and make sure that you reach out to your provider so that you can get that pause benefit. Another thing we wanted to update you on, Brittany Griner is back home. We have been following this story since February of 2022, and she was finally released in December. It was shortly after our last show of the year. So she has been released. She was released in a prisoner swap from Russia, but she is back home with her wife. She cut her locks because she didn't know how long she was going to be there, but thank God that she made it out. So we wanted to update you on that just in case you hadn't seen it. Brittany Griner is home and we are happy about it. Okay. So our next update, you all may remember this story about Tatiana Jefferson. She was playing video games with her nephew in her home when she was killed. And this was a couple of years ago. In what 4 years ago. This was in 2019. She was only 28 years old in Fort Worth, Texas. And what we have learned is that the officer that killed her has been found guilty of manslaughter, and he was sentenced to nearly 12 years in prison for her murder. So it is not bringing a Tatiana back, but it is some sense of accountability that is here, because we know how many times we see these types of things and there's no accountability. So her name lives on and her murderer lives in jail.
To your point, I hope the accountability, I hope this sets the tone that officers see that, okay, because there's been a lot of murders of Black people in LA this top of the year. We ain't even half through. But the point that I'm making is I hope that this sets the precedent, like, okay, I could actually go to jail as a police officer. I could actually be held accountable as a police officer. Let me think twice before killing another Black person.
Would you please? Would you please?
All right. So you guys remember this story about Bruce's Beach. Bruce's Beach is the story that we've shared with you before, but in this, so I don't need to give a brief synopsis. So essentially what happens now is the family plans to sell Bruce's Beach back, the property back to LA County for $20 million. Manhattan Beach, California, had returned the land seized from Willa and Charles Bruce back in 1920 to their heirs last year as part of its reparation policy. Bruce's Beach is an oceanfront property in Southern California that was taken from Black owners in the Jim Crow era and returned to their descendants last year. It'll be sold back, and the Bruce descendants got a lot of flack for that. But let me explain why they had a sound reason for giving it back. Because a lot of people were just like, generational wealth, this is what we talk about. Why are you guys giving it back? Well, again, the land was taken via eminent domain, and a park was built on it. I remember that picture that I showed y'all so vividly. It was just this Lane 8 Earth Park. So nothing was ever built on the property. And the family, they had the option where they could require the county to buy back the property from them. And they had a 2-year window to decide that. And the family decided to sell it back. And the family is taking the proceeds from the sale and investing in their future, which is restoring what the family lost, this whole generational wealth thing. So here are the factors that I wanted to bring to the people who are so annoyed and outraged by the fact that the family gave this back. Is none of their descendants live in Southern California now. None of them. And the land was not zoned for development. So the family would have to go through all this bureaucratic red tape of permits to build, permits to develop. They can't even build a house on that land right now.
Wow.
So all of this bureaucracy, and they can't even do anything with the land. So initially I was like, okay, that is a sound decision. So the hopes is that they actually do take that money and reinvest it in themselves, or buy land or investment properties or something like that. So the family, they're selling it back to LA County. What do we think? I mean,
but that's a game changer. That's a game changer for their family. And like you said, it doesn't make any sense to sit on land if they can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So if they can financially benefit from that,
yeah,
go forth and be great. That's what I say about it. Go forth and be great. So awesome. So those are our updates for today. All right. So that was just a few of the stories, y'all. Just a few of the things, okay, that happened in 2022. But definitely wanted to make sure that we updated you on those. All right. So let's jump into our new releases, y'all. And you may be familiar with our game Pass or Play that we play when it comes to our new releases. So basically, we're going to tell you a little bit about the new release. We're going to give you a synopsis, and you're going to tell us in the comments whether you are going to pass or play, okay, based on what we are telling you. All right. So whether you will pass or play. All right.
Sherman. So the Sherman Clump and the entire Clump crew have descended onto Netflix for us to get some gut-busting laughs. And speaking of gut and other body parts, we can laugh about Cletus finally get his colon cleansed. So are y'all gonna pass or play?
Favorite movie. So like you kicking out all the one-liners, and all I really have is Hercules. That's it. I don't really have anything else, but you know them all.
I'm going to play. I already played it twice, so I'm gonna play again.
Did you?
I already played multiple.
Oh, you serious about this? You are serious. Okay, Latricia says she's going to play. Tracy is playing. Elise is playing. Robin says she's passing. Lori is passing. Christina's playing. I actually probably am going to pass too. Like, I just don't see myself watching the Nutty Professor. It was funny. Like, it was funny at the time, but it's not like one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm probably a pass on that. Oh wow, Dee said a hard pass. Okay,
Dee.
Look at all of these passes.
Everybody has their preference. You guys have to, not have to, but sometimes I just need you know what? I'm one of those people who watches Grey's Anatomy to go to sleep. Grey's Anatomy been going forever, Ari. So like, yeah.
So you'll watch. What I hear you saying is you'll watch anything. So yo, the passes are coming in hot. I was not ready for that.
You know what? You guys are lame. You're not losing the lane.
That is so funny. Okay, all right. Well, let's see what we have next then. Let's see what we have next. Okay. So You People is a new show that is coming out. This is coming out on Netflix. This is, speaking of Eddie Murphy, a comedy that is loaded with social commentary. And it stars Eddie Murphy, stars Nia Long, as well as Lauren London, Jonah Hill, and David Duchovny from the X-Files. So this was created by Blackish creator Kenya Barris. And the synopsis is a new couple and their families reckon with modern love amid culture clashes, societal expectations, and generational differences. As I stated, the movie stars Jonah Hill as a starstruck lover who wants to marry the daughter of Eddie Murphy and Nia Long. The cast also includes Lauren London, Julia Louis-Dreyfus from Seinfeld, and David Duchovny from X-Files. Pass or play?
Sabrina will pass.
Oh,
Sabrina will pass. And it's just, yeah.
Why?
Well, I'm so happy. First of all, Lauren London is back in the mix. But like, you got, I don't know, maybe you guys call me out on it. I'm just like, when I hear about Kenya Barris and his penchant to just like the fact that he has two dark-skinned characters with a light-skinned daughter, and then the controversy surrounding him in this whole just light-skinned mixed family thing. And I get it, he's emulating his family all the time. While that shouldn't have anything to do with it, I think about those things. I think about those things if I'm going to consume and take I do. Okay. I just like, ugh. Like his penchant for a certain type of cast really precedes him. I'm just like, yo, really? Okay. So yeah, it'll be passed for me.
Okay. It's a play. It's a play for me. I love Eddie Murphy and I'm excited that he's back. Nia Long, I absolutely love. Jonah Hill is actually one of my favorites.
Who is one of your favorites?
Jonah Hill. He's hilarious to me. So he's been in a few things like The Wolf of Wall Street, and that's the only one that comes to my mind right now. Yeah. He's funny to me. So I want to see what that looks like for Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill to play off of each other. So it's a pass. I'm sorry, it's a play. No, I was reading to he is pass. It's a play. It's a play for me because I want to see. So I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot and see what it's about.
Ooh, okay. So Amazon Prime's Harlem is back for a second season. The show's sophomore season will pick up after last year's finale. After blowing up her career, Camille, who's played by Megan Good, and disrupting her love life, has to figure out how to put the pieces back together. Ty, who is played by Jerry Johnson, considers her future. Quinn, played by Grace Byers, goes on a journey of self-discovery. And Angie, played by Shaniqua Shendai, her career takes a promising turn. So again, it's starring Megan Good, Grace Byers, Jerry Johnson, and Shaniqua Shendai. The show's 8-episode second season will premiere on February 3rd. Is this a pass or is this a play?
So let's show the trailer first, right? So we're just gonna show a piece of the trailer and then you all tell us what you think. All right, I'm gonna just show the first bit.
Roll that beautiful beat footage.
The cat ate, choked on, and regurgitated.
I made it myself. I don't really know who to blame. It's a hot girl summer and I put up on my bike.
With the year that we've all had, what is everyone getting into next?
Why? Don't you have like a hella wrongs to make right?
I guess I didn't make a great first impression on you.
None of the impressions you made on me were good.
Bye.
I'm staying in New York.
I know what I want, but am I flirting with disaster?
Drama returns.
Look at me, so clean, no effort.
I found someone that I feel great about.
How many orgasms did she give you?
I lost count after 8.
Do not get too ahead of yourself.
Now these are adorable.
That's not where those go.
All right, so I'm gonna pause it right there. So having seen that, are we passing or are we playing? All right, so let's see.
Definitely playing. I'm definitely playing. I really enjoyed the first season. Yeah, I'm definitely playing. This was fun. This was
It
funny.
was.
I was really only person I knew in people I knew was Megan Good and Tyler
Uh-huh.
Lepley from P Valley. Those are the only two characters. So it was refreshing to be introduced to some new characters and some new acting blood, for lack of a better word. So yeah, I'm definitely playing. It looks like everybody's gonna play. A
Yes,
lot of
we have
people.
most plays, a couple passes here and there. I would say if you're a pass, go to the first season, watch the pilot episode, and then just see if you like it. I loved it. Like this is one of my favorite shows that has come out recently. So check it out. Check it out. Definitely a play for me. All right.
Definitely love it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to our last passer play, and it is Snowfall. Where are my Snowfall fans? Shout yourself out in the comments.
Can we get
Sab.
like a 10-second? Like, I've never heard of it before. Can I? Not really.
Let me tell you a little bit. Let me tell you a little about it, okay?
Please.
So Snowfall was co-created by John Singleton. He also directed and executive produced the show. It debuted in 2017, and it is now on its 5th and final season. The show follows Franklin Saint, who is played by Damson Idris, and his rise from a local level street drug dealer to kingpin in the midst of the crack epidemic in Los Angeles, California in the 1980s. Listen, let me tell you something.
Wait. Can I ask, where is it on?
FX and Hulu.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, let me tell y'all something. If you ain't seen the Snowfall, baby, if you like drama, action, with a whole bunch of government conspiracy, honey, Snowfall is what you need to get into, because it really shows the story about how drugs came into the United States and the role that the government played in it, and how everything kind of just went on from there. And let me tell you something about this man, Damson Idris, this man right here in this here circle right here. This boy be acting. You can listen. Okay. This boy be acting. Okay. So if you haven't seen it, I urge you to at least watch a trailer or two, watch an episode or two. It is so good. It will have you hooked. But this is the last and final season of Snowfall. And then, yeah, that's the end of the story. So
how many seasons did they have?
It's been 5. This is the 5th one. Yeah, but honey, that Franklin Saint girl, he ain't nothing to play with. Okay, so this is a show enough downright play for me.
Random. Lori Harvey is an opportunist. I just had to
girl,
say
we're not about to do that.
I just wanted to say that.
Nope. We're not doing that today.
Conda came out. She dated this person.
Nope.
Now
we're not doing that today. That girl is living her life, and we're gonna let her live her
all
life.
for you being an opportunist.
Nope, she is living her life. We're not placing no labels on nobody today. We letting her live. Okay, so moving on. Okay, because that wasn't on the docket, y'all. We ain't going down that road. Okay. So anyway, top news topics, and we have quite a few that we need to talk about. So make sure that you are taking screenshots, getting something to write with or something, because we have some important info that we need to give to you all.
Okay, we've talked about them in nauseam on this show, in nauseam in a good way to alert you all about all of the treacherous things that Wells Fargo has done to people that look like Kimberland and myself. So Wells Fargo, it has to pay $3.7 billion
Billion
for
with a B.
widespread mismanagement of auto loans, mortgages, and deposit accounts. Let me explain a little bit. So, according to CNN Business, the major bank was hit with a $1.7 billion fine for widespread mismanagement over multiple years that harmed over 16 million consumer accounts. Not only were they given the hefty civil penalty, but they were also ordered to pay more than $2 billion to compensate consumers for a range of illegal activity. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau said that Wells Fargo's illegal activity included repeatedly misapplying loan payments, wrongfully foreclosing on homes, illegally repossessing vehicles, incorrectly assessing fees and interest, charging surprise overdraft fees, and the news site notes there's more. I recently talked to a friend of mine this weekend when we went to dinner, and I was just like, well, who do you bank with? And he told me he's been banking with Wells Fargo, and he gave me his reason for banking with Wells Fargo. And I told him we're going to talk about this on the show. But you guys, we've talked about the mishandlings of Wells Fargo for quite some time on this show, Kimberland, if I'm not mistaken. And But my friend explained his reasons for why he banked with Wells Fargo, because they gave him a chance when no other banks would. And I get it. But like, damn, Wells Fargo. Like, Bank of America recently had some issues. What other banks have issues? I mean, dang.
I mean, they all do. They all do. But this is one of the things, again, where sometimes accountability works the way that it's supposed to, even though the situation happened in the first place. But to Dee's point, I'm glad that they have been fined. I do hope that the company feels it, and I hope that they change their practices, because you're correct. We have talked about Wells Fargo in so many different fashions over the time. So the small silver lining to all of this is that y'all have 3.7 billion with a B that you need to pay, because, well, Tracy said they gave your friend a chance because they needed more victims. So bank at your own risk. If you are still with Wells Fargo, bank at your own risk. Just understand this is what is happening out there, and this is how they are showing up in the banking space. So just be aware, be an informed consumer. Okay.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Speaking of informed.
So the Tory Lanez trial Tory Lanez was found guilty on all charges in the Megan Thee Stallion shooting trial. The rapper faces up to 22 years in prison and possible deportation after a jury found him fully responsible for the shooting injury to the Grammy-winning hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion. The rapper was found guilty of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, possessions of a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, discharging a firearm with gross negligence. And Megan was quoted in saying during the trial that she'd rather be dead than deal with the stress of reliving the horrific shooting during the trial. And I think she just said that in duress. Like, you don't wish that, Megan. You don't wish that.
Well, we're not in her mind. So
we're not in her mind, but I'm just.
But I hear that sentiment though, and I feel that from a real place.
She was castigated and maligned in the court of public opinion by Black men, mainly, and some Black women. You guys can tell when I'm giving my own POV and my own opinion in this. However, more importantly, she had a strong show of support from some strong Black women of substance and of stature, Black women who had sense and loved themselves as Black women. Congresswoman Maxine Waters, Me Too founder Tarana Burke, Planned Parenthood CEO Alexis McGill Johnson, Tamika Mallory, and Alan Wright, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, and more. And there was an excerpt from a long letter that they sent her, a heartfelt, beautiful letter that they sent her. She said, well, so many of us celebrate you for your strength and perseverance, it must be said that you have been treated in ways that no woman, no person at all should be treated. So she was supported heavily by a lot of other Black women, because I just explained that the people who were like, what's the word? What's another word for her? Like, I don't know, use castigating, but they were just, it made her not feel so good. Like, I get it. I get what Megan was feeling like, but I'm glad that I'm glad that he's potentially going to go to jail and be held accountable. Like you said, you've been talking about being held accountable a lot, Kimberland. And I think a lot of this, the court of public opinion was, his team was releasing a lot of not tapes, but a lot of content to kind of make her, we don't need to litigate that anymore. But the point that I'm making is that I'm really glad that he was found guilty, and I'm really glad that Megan is getting some potential peace and she has found justice. And I'm glad that she just took a step back and took a break from all of this.
Yeah. One of the things that I was reading about is how much work Meg has done in the midst of all of this, right? So in the midst of this trial, in the midst of her being called a liar, in the midst of people writing songs about her and minimizing what happened to her, she has really focused on mental health. We reported last year that she created a mental health site called Bad Bitches Have Bad Days Too. And on that database, she has mental health resources for every type of person, whether you are cisgendered, transgendered, a part of the LGBTQ plus population, what have you, male, female. Meg has really made a commitment to making sure that people seek out help. So that's why I said we don't know what she was feeling. She very well may have meant what she said. I am thankful that she is doing the work with her mental health, and also that people did wrap their arms around her and support her, because she shouldn't have had to go through all that to be believed. She shouldn't have had to go through all that. Like, she had nothing to gain from lying and saying that he did that, right? So as you stated, I'm very pleased with the verdict. And I am looking forward to the sentencing, and I'm hoping that the sentencing is going to match the crime and the harm that was done and committed. So this was not I can't necessarily say good news, but it needed to happen. Let's say that.
I just say she looked good in her suit.
Oh, girl. Oh, baby. Sis looks amazing. Like, I don't know if she knew it purple was her color, but girl, go forth and be great. Like, oh my God. So I'm looking forward to how she is going to decide to kind of re-enter the world. Her new album has been out for a while, and it is doing pretty well. But I'm looking forward to what that's going to look like when she finally does decide to speak. That people give her the grace to not even have to address this, because she done enough. She done enough. Okay, so that was what you say.
I said I stream you, Megan, every morning during my workouts. I'd be like,
Yeah, okay. Don't it put you in a mood, like it just okay. But yes, so congratulations to Megan on that verdict, and we'll keep y'all posted as the sentencing comes up. All right, so I don't know if you all heard about this, but I'm so excited.
I went looking for this weekend.
Were you? But you didn't find it?
Oh, they didn't.
Okay, maybe they're not out yet. All right, so the U.S. Postal Service is honoring the late civil rights leader, Representative John Lewis, with a stamp. John Lewis served in a civil capacity for nearly 60 years in public service, including more than 3 decades representing the Atlanta area. And now the United States Postal Service is paying homage to his years of work. John Lewis is a civil rights giant. He spent decades fighting. You see a picture there at the bottom is a picture of him walking with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Jr. In Selma. He has a book out that is called Good Trouble. So, and I want to say a film as well. So it's a book and a documentary that's called Good Trouble. And Good Trouble is something that John Lewis would talk about all the time. So it was always about making good trouble. So one of his quotes here is never, ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble, necessary trouble. I would also be remiss if I did not mention that John Lewis is a proud son of Fisk University, my alma mater. Okay. That is, you wondering how they train us at the Fisk University, honey. This is evidence, okay? That is what it looks like to be a Fisk guy, forever in service to our community. So John Lewis is a son that we have held dear and very proud of the work that he did and the work that he contributes. And as Kim said, he is sorely missed. He was a voice that we always knew was going to speak up for what was right. So this is an amazing honor for the United States Postal Service to be honoring him with this stamp. Y'all gonna have to let us know when y'all find them, okay? I'm not in the U.S., so I don't have the ability to get any, but I might have to petition somebody to get me some and mail them to me or something, because this is a really big deal.
Yeah. I want them. I didn't go just for that, but I went. Yes, I gotta go on another woman hunt for those, which is good.
Yes. I love that.
All right.
That woman hunt. That was cute. I also wanted to briefly mention, we don't have it on the docket, but I wanted to just say a shout out to Fisk University gymnastics team, baby. We are out here making history. You hear me? Girl.
Expound.
Fisk University gymnastics team. Fisk University is the first HBCU with a gymnastics team. Our ladies have started competing. Competition season is in full swing. And honey, to see these brown girls out here flipping it up, honey, I am so proud. So shout out to all the Fisk guys that have been posting all the videos of the gymnastics team. We are so proud of these ladies. They have just been doing an amazing job. They're making history, and that's what we do as Fisk guys. We make history, okay? So
Fisk guys. Okay.
That's right.
Congratulations.
That's right. Thank you, girl. So speaking of gymnastics, right? Gymnastics is a sport that is in the Olympics, right? We also got word that there is a new Olympic sport that is coming down the pipe. And it's called breakdancing. Yo, breakdancing is an official Olympic sport for 2024.
Am I doing it?
Listen, breakdancing is an official Olympic sport. Okay, the International Olympic Committee has officially announced it will add breakdancing to the games under the name breaking. Breaking, of course, is a style of hip hop dance that includes footwork and athletic moves like back or head spins. And the dancers, often called B-boys or B-girls, will be able to compete in the 2024 Olympics. Okay. Now we have a question for you all, because we was like, this is dope, right? This is really dope that they are bringing our culture like into the Olympics like this. So what we were wondering is, if we could have our own Brown Girl Olympics, what events should we have in it?
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do.
I was just gonna wait. Go ahead. The community go first, and then I was gonna go. I think the electric slide should be a category, because there are so many different iterations of how we can do the electric slide, and the creativity in doing the electric slide, and just the cha-cha, the cha-cha slide, which is essentially the electric slide. So I think that would be a really dope category.
Okay.
Best.
So would it be like based on like creativity, or like what would be the rules? What are we trying to figure out?
Yes, creativity, because you had the electric slide, but then you had the cha-cha slide, which came from the electric slide. So
Right.
you're not saying the names need.
Then you got it's all types of electric slide type situations that are
You know
happening.
what I'm saying?
Okay, so would these be new? Would these be new electric slides that people are coming up with? Because I mean, I don't want to see people get up there and do the same old cha-cha slide. Are they gonna do something different?
Yeah, creativity.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but we're still gonna do the cha-cha. I still would want to see the cha-cha slide, but just how you do it. If you flip it and then flip it and then flip it and then twist, why are you doing the cha-cha slide, baby?
I'm like, okay, I'm trying to envision this. So line dancing. Line dancing is what it sounds like. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Ooh, catwalk competition. Did you see her?
I did see a catwalk competition because we know how to strut, honey. Okay. You hear me? We know how to strut. All right. Double Dutch. Now, this is a good one.
That would be a good one.
Now, this is a good one. I do you know how to double Dutch, Sarah?
Yes. I'm an AKA.
Girl, what that got to do with double Dutch, girl?
Just saying, all AKAs have
nothing. Child, double Dutch ain't got nothing to do with rhythm. Get out of here. Anyway, you was just looking for a reason to say that. But no, so I don't know if I remember how to double Dutch. I definitely used to double Dutch when I was a kid, but I don't know if I still know how to do it. Yeah, I think I'll be here for a minute. Like, okay, hold on. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, wait. This person said wash and go. I like this.
Wash and go.
I like this. Wash and goes. That would be the Olympic sport, the brown girl Olympic sport, along with hair braiding.
Wash and go?
Do you know the artistry that has to go into a wash and go and to go into hair braiding?
No. That's not a sport.
Girl, what you talking about that many hours these people be standing on their feet, girl, trying to get these things done?
Listen, I'm sorry, you said wash and go though.
Wash and go and hair braiding. Yes. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have cooking. Okay. We also have edge snatching. Okay.
Yeah. Because I've seen people try to appropriate the edges.
Yeah, honey, put our creativity on display. I'm here for this, right? And this is the thing, like when you think about the types of sports that they have now, for instance, like rhythmic gymnastics and all that kind of stuff. Like some of the sports take a whole lot as far as energy, but some of the sports are about the creativity and the art.
Yeah.
I'm here for this. Okay, brown girl
Olympics. They bring in the culture to the Olympics as long as they keep the culture in the Olympics and they don't try to say, well, it was originated in Europe or something.
Girl, like listen, somebody said a wash and go registers activity on my Apple Watch. It does. My Fitbit be lighting up because that be work, girl, especially depending on how much hair you got. Girl, that's an all-day event, child. Somebody else said spoken word. Ooh. I like this.
Okay.
All right. We see where y'all going.
I love y'all. A lot of creativity. And this is how I know we would make the Olympics lit with all these creative ideas coming through.
Of course. So 2024, y'all, let's be looking out for this and let's see what that looks like for the breakdancing Olympics. All right. So this week in public health, we have a few things that we need to talk about because it's some stuff going on that we need to update ourselves with. All right.
So in the aftermath of Roe v. Wade being overturned or turned back, pharmacies can now sell the abortion pill, but you probably won't find it at the top. You will find it at top chains like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. I'm sitting here reading my notes. It says you won't find it, but it says retail pharmacies can start dispensing the abortion pill after an FDA ruling, but administrative hurdles and the threat of backlash could get in the way. The FDA authorized retail pharmacies to become certified to carry mifepristone, a ruling on January 3rd.
Girl, what?
It's called
mifepristone.
Mifepristone.
Mifepristone. Okay.
So previously, doctors and mail order pharmacies could dispense the medication. So Walgreens and CVS are the first national pharmacies to say that they will offer the pill. And Kimberly, you recently wanted to know if this will be similar to Plan B, and Plan B works best when you take it within 3 days after unprotected sex. So it's not an actual abortion. So you can get Plan B at your local drugstore or pharmacy. I know.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, being out of the country, I just wonder like what those restrictions are that are coming out, because I know that there's so much litigation like that's happening from time to time. So I was wondering if Plan B is still available and all of that. I wasn't familiar with this particular drug, but I am happy to hear that it is available for those who need it. So
Mifepristone. I'm sorry. I'm like phonetically trying to read
it. So yeah, mifepristone or mifepristone tablets. Okay. So they are available, and hopefully those who need to have it are able
to get it over the counter.
Yeah. All right. So I have a question for you all. What is your favorite snack food? What is your favorite snack food?
Let me look in my kitchen. Snack food. Ooh, Gushers. Gushers.
Really? Are Gushers, do they have any sour in them, or are they just?
Yes, they do.
Okay. So Gushers. All right. I see
fruit snacks. For those of you who don't know, Gushers are fruit snacks.
Okay, we got a lot of popcorn fans in here. Did y'all go get Tabitha Brown's popcorn? Because
I tried, Kimberland. I went to 2 different Walgreens.
Flying off the shelf. Girl, there's so many popcorn people up in here. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, pickles.
Ooh, Pringles, Lynette. Girl, I love some Pringles too.
Dark chocolate with raw almonds, popcorn, pistachios, Pringles, turtles. I actually used to like turtles a lot. Chips. What kind, Elizabeth? What kind of chips? Kim said roasted tomato and basil rice cake or linter caramel.
That sounds really good.
Okay, more popcorn, nacho cheese Doritos and cream cheese, jalapeno kettle chips, honey roasted almonds, more popcorn, more peanuts, onion garlic potato chips, sour cream and onion, Pringles, and popcorn. Y'all some real popcorn fans up in here. Okay.
Because it's healthy. I have some popcorn.
Okay. So this is why I asked that question, because we have gotten some information about something. It's not necessarily new news, but we do want to uplift it again, just in case we need to be trying to check these ingredients. Okay, so we have come to the understanding that a new study has found that red dye number 40 in products such as Skittles, Doritos, Pepsi, and some cosmetic products actually triggers bowel disease. Now, we have heard a lot about red dye 40 and like in different drinks and all that kind of stuff that's come up before, and how it has been linked to all sorts of different types of diseases. But this is the first time that they've done a study on red dye 40 regarding our gastrointestinal system. So basically what they found out, and this is from the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, they reported that 3 million Americans suffer from inflammatory bowel disease that is linked to the popular red food dye. And several popular snacks and drinks, like I said, Skittles, Doritos, Pepsi, anything that has red number 40 in it is in danger of causing some type of gut problem. So what they said, they tested this on mice. And they basically, the mouse's digestive system mimics ours a lot, right? So a lot of times when they're doing testing, they start out with mice. But what they've seen is that the mice that consume the highest amounts of red dye 40 showed an increase in serotonin and a blockage of healthy bacteria in their colon, causing inflammation and ulcers. Now, this is a thing. Serotonin is the hormone that is released, our happy hormone, right? Serotonin is what many of us might be missing when we're feeling in a depressive state. So some of us take medication or other substances to be able to help us to produce serotonin. So what this is saying is that this red dye 40 mimics serotonin. So that means it's going to give you a happy feeling, right? It's going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, right? But it's also at the same time blocking the healthy bacteria in your gut and causing inflammation and ulcers. All right. So what we need y'all to do is check these ingredients. All right. Check the ingredients on the packages and make sure that they don't contain specifically red dye number 40. Else you might be suffering from some type of gastrointestinal bowel type issue. And we don't want them problems for you. Okay.
Well, so, let me say this. You made a point, the highest amount. You made a point to say that it shows up in mice when you take the highest amounts. So the point that I'm making is I ate some Skittles today, and I ate some Skittles. You know what I thought of when I was putting it in my mouth? What? This story.
Did you? And you still put it in your mouth?
I still put it in my mouth because it said highest amount. I don't eat Skittles every day. I don't eat Skittles every month. I can't tell you the last time I ate Skittles besides today. So I just think about that. Like I don't eat Doritos. I can't tell you the last time I ate Doritos. So the point that you made about consumption is something that in Sab's personal opinion, is that you should take into consideration. Like if you don't consume it on a regular, daily, monthly, weekly basis, maybe in my Sab will.
It's a chance.
Yeah, I don't eat Doritos often. I can't tell you the last time I ate. I don't do. It's not a heavy consumption. So maybe those are things that you should think about when you're looking at the label, like Kimberland said. If you want to indulge in one of your favorite snacks, because I will start to think about it, but it's not going to stop me from eating Doritos when I want them. I can't tell you the last time I had them because it's been
okay. Y'all, I'm trying to, because this is my thing. And this is just kind of where I am in life right now, especially specifically with my eating habits. It's like I am being very intentional about the things that I put inside my body. And if I know that something I'm putting inside my body and I know that it has the potential to cause something, I don't want to be a part of it. So yeah, Elizabeth said, being that you're a frolicker, in comparison to the US, how are other countries' snacks and are they harmful? So other countries, actually, interestingly enough, and I can only speak for Mexico and Colombia because that's the only two places that I've lived. But they have a lot of restrictions on their snacks and what can be put into their snacks. And most of their snacks are, if they are created in the country, that they mostly have natural products as much as possible. They do still use some of the things that we use, but most of their things are more natural. So there's less processed food outside of the US, but they also have the things that we have. So I can find Doritos here in Colombia. I can find Doritos in Mexico. Like they have what we have, but those aren't things that I usually gravitate towards because I just don't want to invite any extra anything into my life. So my point is to be aware and make an informed decision, right? So you know that if you consume this could be a byproduct, but do that. It's outside. I told y'all I'm in Colombia.
I'm sorry.
So be aware, right, of what can be caused because you don't want to sign up for something that you don't have to sign up for. All right. So having said that, take note, tell your friends, all of that.
All right. So the next story that we want to talk about is COVID. COVID is still here. It won't be going anywhere anytime soon, right? So there is a new COVID variant. Surprise, but not really. Called XBB 1.5, which is very contagious. Let me repeat the name again. It's X as in X-ray, B as in boy, .1.5. long ASS name. So the reason why we bring this one up is because it says the newest COVID-19 XBB 1.5 variant is so contagious that even people who've avoided getting COVID-19 so far are getting infected, and the roughly 80% of Americans who've already been infected are likely to catch it again, experts say. So meaning that everyone is at risk for infection, even if you've already had COVID. I've not had COVID yet. Thank God. I was sick this weekend, or a couple weeks ago, which is why the show was canceled, because your girl was sick. However, I learned that a tiny human got me sick. So it wasn't COVID, and I took a test to make sure that it wasn't COVID. So yeah, we just wanted to make you ladies and or gentlemen aware that a new COVID variant, and there'll probably be another COVID variant in the next couple of weeks, that the CDC and any other organization will introduce to us to just make us aware and keep us surprised. But we're here to keep you informed and to let you know what's potentially out there.
So there's a question: how does the vaccine protect against it? What they're saying is it doesn't. So this new strain is everybody is at risk, whether you've been vaccinated or not, whether you've had COVID or not,
boosters
whether you had
too,
antibodies or not, whether you have boosters or not. This COVID strain is extremely infectious. The silver lining on that is that there have not been a lot of hospitalizations or deaths. But it is still COVID, right? So as of January 21st, which was 2 days ago, this strain is making up 49.1% of the COVID cases. So just be aware, if you have your mask, put it on. Ain't nothing wrong with it, okay?
Yeah,
but understand that this strain is out there.
I still wear my mask every once in a while, not frequently. But I would also implore you, what I started drinking recently, do you guys know is it the emergency? Yeah. Vitamin C packet. I take that. I got the raspberry flavored recently, but the point that I'm making is like, it's out there, and I just started using it more often now in my daily and in my workouts. But yeah, just do what you can to boost your immunity system. And, I'm doing my part, you're doing your part. I mean, and again, Kimberly, you ladies, I admit I don't wear my mask on a consistent basis. I did say at the top of the show that I was sick. It wasn't COVID. It was a tiny human that was sick that got me sick. So just making you ladies and or gentlemen aware, just to do what you can to ensure that you do not get this crazy strain of COVID.
Yep. All right. Black Lives Matter.
All right. So we were talking about HBCUs earlier, so we want to talk about another HBCU. Kimberland talked about Fisk. What else? What other HBCUs did we talk about? We talked about another one. Oh, okay. Mother freak. Oh, we didn't talk about them, but we will. Sorry about that.
It's focus.
Because we just added it to the docket today, and I was just thinking that was top of mind for me. So Lincoln University. I would be curious to know what you ladies think about this story. So Lincoln University introduced its first HBCU police academy in 2021. Graduating its first set of recruits 6 months later. Having a police force that's diverse. I feel like the story is recent. I don't know why it says 2021. I feel like this is recent, but it says having a police force that's diverse and can culturally relate to its community. That it serves is what we want in our police force, right? So Lincoln University in Jefferson City, Missouri, the HBCU created the first police academy at an HBCU. And they tell us that they train the recruits to be community-oriented, focused police officers so that they graduate with the confidence, ready to meet the needs of their communities. It says law enforcement agencies across the nation have been pulling their hair out, trying to figure out a way to recruit more minorities currently. So this is a recent story. It says currently 66% of police officers in the U.S. are white. And that's a number that needs to change. What are your thoughts on having an HBCU become a hub, for lack of a better word, for police recruitment agencies? Kimberly, do you want to give your thoughts? I give my thoughts first.
I'll give mine first. I think this is a really good idea. And we know we know that the police force and policing is trash. And I think that trying a different way is something that could produce very positive results, especially if it's led by people that have been harmed by policing. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a really good idea. And I'm really intrigued as to like what their data is going to look like a couple years from now as they get out with these specifically trained officers, how their data is going to look different than officers that went through traditional type of systems that were devoid of the understanding of the harms that the harm that policing has had on Black and brown people. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm looking forward to having more people that look like me in the police force and that can really hold that community. When they say community policing, they don't mean that they're coming to coddle people that look like you and I, meaning they just know how to talk to us. They know how to comport themselves in our spaces, and they know that not to come at us from a very aggressive space, and they know how to community police. Like when you can go into a community and know how to engage with them and interact with them, they're more receptive to
and see them as people.
Yes. Key word. Thank you for that. But yeah, I love this. I love this. I love this. I do. I really love this.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it.
So yeah, that's really dope. So in other HBCU news, this is what Sab was alluding to a moment ago. Bethune-Cookman University has been in the news, and this is like hot off the press since like yesterday. So there's been a lot of breaking news and a lot of talk about Bethune-Cookman University. They had hired head coach Ed Reed as their head football coach, and now, I'm sorry.
Who's Ed Reed? Can you explain?
I'm going to tell you. Okay. And now he has been forced out of the program due to some things that he said about the university. So if you do not know who Ed Reed is, such as myself, I didn't know who he was either. Ed Reed is a Hall of Fame football player. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2019. He's originally from Destrehan, Louisiana. He played for the University of Miami. He was a first-round draft pick in 2002 to the Baltimore Ravens. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler, and he also was the defensive back coach for the Buffalo Bills in 2016. And in 2020, he was hired as the team chief of staff for his alma mater, the University of Miami. Now, Reed, like I said, was hired, and everybody was all excited, like, oh my gosh, Hall of Famer Ed Reed is going to come and he's going to be the football coach at Bethune-Cookman. Well, he gets to Bethune-Cookman and things got a little rocky because he did some public complaining about issues that the school was having, ranging from the school's athletic facilities, they don't have a practice field, to his office not being cleaned before he arrived to work, to thinking about or letting the public know that the football team was actually picking up trash around campus.
I don't know.
So basically Bethune-Cookman didn't like that. So they then decided that they were going to rescind his contract because he had gotten onto Instagram, and one of his Instagram videos, he was using profanity, and he basically said that he should leave. He wasn't getting paid at the time because it was still doing contract negotiations. Mm-hmm. He said these blickety blanks didn't even clean my blickety blank office when I got here. So they decided to rescind his contract. Well, since then, today, we have found out that there is or was a mass protest on campus.
As there should be.
students asking for Ed Reed's contract negotiations to be reinstated. They also said things like the living conditions at BCU have been deplorable for a long time now. They've sent emails, they've talked to people, and nobody has responded. I don't know if you all remember the same type of thing was happening at Howard University.
Yes.
Okay, so the students are rallying behind Ed Reed, but they also are calling for the Board of Trustees to go. Now, unfortunately, some of the things that we see with our HBCUs more often than not is that they are subpar. Like the conditions can be very subpar. And I think that we have gotten really used to this type of treatment. So the students released some photos of what their dorm rooms look like. So what you see here is mold. Molds on their bed, molds on the ceiling.
That's exaggerated. That picture of a bed. Like, I'm sorry. Who sleeps on a bed like that? Sometimes I think, like, I have thoughts on this, but I'm looking at this picture, Kimberland.
What you mean, who sleeps on a bed like that? What does
like,
that
who
mean?
Sleeps on a bed like that?
Well, I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
Like, what type of student, what type of person will sleep? Like, I feel like it feels like that picture that you're showing me right now is of someone who's trying to, what's the word when they're trying to over exaggerate something? Like,
oh no, this is not over exaggeration. No, ma'am, that's not what this is. This is what is actually happening, right? So, and I've worked in schools that have mold before.
I've gone to an HBCU. Right? You've gone to an HBCU.
No, I have as well, but that ain't got nothing to do with what's happening at this HBCU right now.
Same with right now, what you just said, it happened at Howard too.
And that is a problem, right? So the students are really upset because they are like, this has been going on for a long time. They have photo evidence of what's been happening. Ed Reed had photo evidence of what the campus looked like and all of that. So the question we want to know is, was Ed Reed wrong or not?
HE double hockey sticks, yes. And I will explain. I get your point, Kimberland, but hell yes. He should be gone. Because so many things, so many reasons. Like, okay, so he did release a statement. Let me read his statement first of what he said. He said, in regards to my social media comments about the university and staff and other institutions, I would like to sincerely apologize to the BCU staff, students, and alumni for my lack of professionalism. My language and tone were unacceptable as a father, coach, and leader. He said, my passion for our culture, betterment, and bringing our foundation up got the best of me and fell victim while engaging with antagonists on social media as well. I'm fully aware of the hardworking folks at our school who are also fighting to make things better and more financially sound. I am encouraged from my communication with my AD and our administration and understand that it's a work in progress. My passion is about getting and doing better and goes for me too. Yes, he should have got fired. He should have got fired. I wouldn't want to work for or be coached under someone like that. Few reasons. Like he went the same route as Deion Sanders by going to an HBCU and getting his feet wet, for lack of a better word. He doesn't have that extensive experience of, like, he hasn't been, like, he's like this all-American. I don't know who he is in the NFL, but I know that he has a lot of accolades.
He's a Hall of Famer.
But he doesn't have a lot of experience.
He does. He's a Hall of Famer.
No, that does not equate to experience.
Deion Sanders didn't have
Hall of Famer experience as in beyond the NFL. Like, you after the NFL have
Deion Sanders didn't either.
That's why I said he went the Deion Sanders route. So he went the Deion Sanders route of going to an HBCU and trying to get that experience and going back to give back. That's another point that I want to make. So let me look at my talking points here really quickly. I think he was disrespectful. I think he was disrespectful about talking about the staff. I think he was really demeaning in how he talked about the staff and how he talked about the school essentially.
Yes, the facility.
And he wasn't even there long. And like you mentioned, Kimberland, he hasn't even had a contract yet. He wasn't even comfortable being there yet. And then it's so disrespectful because he didn't this is a man who I think he has a Heisman. I'm not for sure, but I feel like he does. But he has a lot.
I don't know, but he's an NFL Hall of Fame player. So I do want us to honor that. Like, we can't act like this some dude off the street.
He's not some dude off the street, but there's a way that you should comport yourself when you're going back to these institutions. You're going back to these institutions to help. You're going back to these institutions to give back. And like, he didn't think about the years and years of HBCUs being underfunded. And he just, for me, he has no understanding of the realities of what goes on at an HBCU because he's such this Hall of Famer, Kimberland. He didn't have to experience any of that being the person that he is. He didn't go to an HBCU. And these are schools that are doing their best.
No, I'm gonna stop you right there. They are not doing their best, and that is evident by the students that are protesting. That's evident by this picture that we have up here on the screen. They are not doing their best, and if they were doing their best, he wouldn't have been met with the type of conditions that he was met with. So I have to adamantly disagree with that.
Office. Man, you
wait a minute.
Go there, Ed. What is his name? Ed. Whatever his name is.
You mean to tell me, Sabrina, hold on. You mean to tell me that if you showed up to your HBCU and your dorm room was filthy, you would have been fine with that?
No,
because it's a HBCU.
Absolutely.
So then don't sit up here and act like he can't, like he should, his office should be clean. The campus should be clean for the students. Now, what I do agree with what you're saying is that he shouldn't have been on the internet cussing and ranting and raving, right? But I do believe that he should have used his platform to amplify what the students have already been saying. But we can't sit here and act like they were doing their best. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
That's a good point. He shouldn't have gone up. He should have been amplified. Yes. To your point, he should have been on there and being a part of building Bethune-Cookman and providing its call to action of what should be done versus going there and cursing about his condition and going there cursing and yapping on about, like, he didn't give not a single solution or what he was going to contribute and help do.
Well, that's not true because he and the football team were picking up trash. So that's not true.
I watched both
of his
rants, Kimberland. I watched both.
No, they were actually picking up trash on campus. So you can't say that he wasn't contributing because he was, which was not his job to do, and it wasn't the students' job to do. They should have had the campus clean, and BCU has tried to act like, oh, there were hurricanes. No, this is not acceptable. And overall, this is not even about this is about these children, these young people that are living in these situations. That's not okay. Like, that is not okay for these conditions to be there. Like, so I agree with your point to the delivery. I think the delivery could have been different. I think if it would have been devoid of cursing, that they would have had a more difficult time trying to silence him. But in my opinion, this is the case of trying to silence somebody who's telling the truth, because the truth is still the truth.
Yeah, but if that
regardless of how it was delivered,
that's not your truth. Like, there's a way that you should be comporting yourself as a leader.
But that doesn't change the truth. That doesn't change the truth. You can say something and say it wrong, but it still be true. And what is true is that the campus is a mess right now, that students are living in conditions where there's mold, that there's trash all over the campus. Like, if you look at BCU and the types of things that people are saying, like this, what he was saying is not a lie. The things he's saying are true. The issue was in how he delivered it and that they tried to silence him. So it's a lie.
I wouldn't want to be a student under him. I'm sorry, because he didn't show care for the students. It was about him. It was about him.
That's not true. That's not true either. That's not true. That's not true, because everything that he's doing is for these kids. He has what he has already. This is about the children and the campus. This is about the children in the campus and advocating for them. So I'm with you when you're right, but no, we're not gonna try to make it seem like it's something that is not. But we definitely gonna have to agree to disagree.
But I have my view, you have your view, and the audience.
So yeah, y'all sound off in the comments, and you know we'll continue talking about this because I'm sure this isn't over because these protests are still happening. There at BCU. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that is going going on and going down. So really quickly, we wanted to also bring this story up. So I don't know if you all heard about Young Thug and this RICO charge and all this kind of stuff that's been happening. It's been a while that the situation has been occurring, but they're in jury selections right now, and there was a juror that was supposed to be called into jury selection, and instead of going to show up for jury duty, she decided that she was going to go on vacation. And the judge in the trial ordered her to write a 30-page essay in lieu of serving a 20-day jail sentence for that's the usual charge, the usual sentence for being convicted of contempt of court. So he asked her, do you have a college degree? So she was like, yes. And he was like, great. So what you're going to do is you're going to write me a 30-page paper about the history of jury duty, about people that couldn't historically serve on juries, about what jury duty has looked like in Georgia. You're going to write this for me. He told her how many primary and secondary sources she need to have. She need to do APA style. Like, he was like, this is what you're going to do. I'm not fining you, and I'm also not going to put you in jail. You are going to, in 21 days, give me this 30-page paper. What y'all think about this?
I think it's warranted, considering when I immediately think about Trayvon Martin. I think about Trayvon Martin, how he didn't have a jury of his peers. And I think historically people think whenever they have to serve jury duty, they have to ditch and dodge it and not go. But you don't realize how important it is to have your presence there and have you there to serve. And while it isn't the funnest thing in the world, just know that you are necessary and you are needed for people that look like you and I.
Yeah.
And Trayvon Martin didn't have a jury of his peers. Think about that. He didn't have a jury. So someone probably decided, I don't want to serve on this trial. They didn't know the circumstances around Trayvon Martin, but he didn't have people on a jury of his peers. So I think about that all the time. I have been requested to serve here in Dallas, Texas once. And I didn't fight it. I didn't try to change it. I was not happily wanting to go, but like I was going because it was my civic duty to go. So I absolutely agree with what he did. And if they could post it online so I can read her paper, I would love that.
Yeah. I also thought that it was very timely, applicable, relevant, because she'll never do that again. And she will also probably become an advocate for serving on juries. I've never done jury duty. And I'm gonna make a confession that every time I was called to do jury duty, I got out of it. And it was because I did not think about any of this. So this was a reminder to me of our civic duty, as you stated. It is something that is needed, and so many of us are not present when we are needed because we don't really understand the impact. So this kind of took me aback. I had the same time, God, 30 paid, ooh, this many reasons, oh Lord. But then I was like, dang, that's what's up. Like that's what's up. So just think about that the next time that you are summoned for jury duty, that you think about the need for us to be there and what type of consequence that we could be facing if we don't take that responsibility seriously. Yeah, Kim, I did do it legitimately. Like, I didn't just decide to go on vacation. Like, I actually wrote a letter and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't have a good reason. I was just like, I'm teaching, these kids need me, I ain't coming. So at any rate, I won't ever do that again. So good. All right. It's the new year, y'all. Lord have mercy. We done made it. Okay. And Sam mentioned at the top of the show that she doesn't really do New Year's resolutions. But one of the things that we wanted to ask you all are, what goals have you set for this year? Right. So you might not do resolutions. I don't do resolutions either, but I do set goals for the year. So we'd like to know, what goals have you set for this year? And also, maybe you have a word that you have used for the year to kind of set the tone for everything. So what goals have you set for the year, or what word do you have for the year that's going to guide where you are?
Can I tell you, that is the hardest thing to do for me, is to
What's that?
actually sit down and set what your goals are versus
Yeah.
actually, for me, that's hard. It's hard to, because yes, for me, it was hard to sit down and, what do I want my goals to be for 2023? And when you write down those goals, or when you figure out what those goals are, you have to have a plan. You could say, this is what I want my goals to be. I want them to be debt free. Like, okay, then you write that down. Then what? You have to have a plan. So for me, my goal for 2023 is, I want to have retirement peace of mind. I said that in 2022, and I took some action, but this year I want to take more of a further action to have that retirement peace of mind. And I also, for me, I want to pay off a substantial investment that I made in myself. When I say substantial,
Okay.
meaning like I want to pay that off with what I'm doing. So I entered in, never mind. Just know that I made a substantial investment in myself, which is fine, and I'm excited about it. But it's a substantial investment that I have to make in myself. But I have to have a plan to do it. Like, I can sit here and say, this is what I want to do, Kimberland community. But like, I have to have a plan in place. These are the steps that I'm going to take to work towards that. So those are the goals that, I mean, I do have a whole book of goals that I wrote down for myself. I'm just mentioning the top 2 that are top of mind for the show, but I do have a whole list of goals that I want to have set for myself. And I did have a plan for what I want to do for each of those goals that I've set for myself. As far as like a word for the year, right now, I said action.
Okay.
Action is, and moving, taking action, because I can sit here and talk all day about what it is that I want to do, and talk to people all day about what it is they want to do, but you have to move. You have to take action to do those things. So what about you, Kimberland? Did you set any goals for?
I did. I definitely set goals. So my goal for this year is to tap deeper into my intuition and only follow things that bring me joy. So last year, my question for myself was, does this bring me joy? Whatever it was that I was talking about. Do these earrings bring me joy? Does this hairstyle bring me joy? Does this house bring me joy? Does this trip bring me joy? Right. So that is, I'm going to continue on with that. And interestingly enough, I've seen my words show up a couple times as I've been going through these comments. So I have 2 words for this year, and they are intention and intuition. So I want to be intentional with my intuition and make sure that I am really listening to my spirit and what my spirit is and how my spirit is guiding me, and trusting my spirit so that I am able to move in the ways that are going to bring me peace and are going to bring me joy. So that is mine.
Can I ask, what is it that you're showing on the screen here? I don't know if I can.
These are different word ideas. So these have been up here so that some folks have said that they're looking at this to figure out what their words are if you don't already have any. So these are some word ideas. But as Sab mentioned, with every goal that we set, we want to make sure we have a plan, right? So we don't want to just arbitrarily just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pay off all my debt this year, right? But you don't have any money to even save at the end of the month, or you're not thinking about how you're going to actively cut your spending, right? So don't just set the goal. Also make sure that you plan out for how you're going to achieve the goal. Right. Because that is the biggest part of it. So yeah, so I love all of these. Like you all have been putting some really, really
Ooh, I
good
love
ones
that, Tia.
into the chat here that we've been showing. So
Oh,
thank
I
you
love that, Tia.
for sharing those.
I
So
do.
our time is just about up, y'all, but we do need to make sure that we honor our beautiful brown girl spotlight. And we actually have two for
Yes.
this week. So we couldn't choose, y'all. So we was like, all right, here we go. We're just gonna do both of them because we've been gone a while. All right. So so the first of which is Uncle Nearest. So I don't know how many of you all may drink Uncle Nearest whiskey. One of my really good friends drinks Uncle Nearest all the time, and I did not know that it was Black woman owned. So we got some really good news about Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey. They are the most awarded bourbon and American whiskey of 2019, 2020, and 2021. And they announced that their sales have exceeded $100 million. And they are on track to more than double that by the end of 2023. So this again is a Black woman owned business. They have been honored for being the world's first known African American master distillers. And this is in honor of Nearest Green, who was the very first African American master distiller. So these women are holding on to his legacy, and they have a 323-acre distillery. They've welcomed more than 100,000 guests. And the guests keep coming over the weeks. So we wanted to highlight them, and also to let you all know that as we were talking about HBCUs, that every bottle of Uncle Nearest that is sold, they are going to donate to an HBCU. So they are on a mission to raise $1 million for HBCUs, and every single bottle of Uncle Nearest that is sold, whether it's in an actual Uncle Nearest store or whether it's in another store, every bottle that is sold, they are going to donate to HBCUs. So here's the reason. If you're looking for something to drink, okay, here's a great reason to go with Uncle Nearest.
I would want to know a little bit more about what that means. Like they're going to donate, they're going to give 1 million for HBCUs. Is it all the HBCUs? I'm not asking you to answer this question, but I'm just wondering, is this going to be for all the HBCUs or certain HBCUs in whatever location they're in? I don't know where Uncle Nearest is based out of, but I would want to know a little bit more about that. And needless, it's a beautiful effort to say that we're going to give money to HBCUs. Period. So yeah, that's what's
Krista's
up.
giving out recipes in the comments. She said, try it with ginger beer if you have not. So Rolanda said they're right outside of Nashville. So Baby Fisk will get to be a recipient of that. So Uncle Nearest is our first beautiful brown girl spotlight.
That's what's up. All right, the next one. Well, I'm not a liquor drinker, but I would buy Uncle Nearest for a friend just because I'm giving back to an HBCU. But the next one is Brooke Lauren. Let me introduce you to Brooke Lauren. She is a child designer who had the honor of designing Tabitha Brown's gown for the Emmys. Do I need to tell people who Tabitha Brown is? I feel like everybody knows who
they see her. She's here on the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, maybe people may not know who she is, but Tabitha Brown is a two-time Emmy-nominated children's producer, Instagram influencer, actress, vegan influencer, Tabitha Brown. So this young designer, 7 years old, her name is Brooke Lauren, she designed a gown or dress worn by Tabitha Brown to the Emmys. And she is one of New Jersey's youngest fashion designers, and she had added another accomplishment to her impressive resume after designing a dress for the Emmys. She is only 7, which is amazeballs, right? So Brooke Lauren designed the dress for Tabitha for the Children's and Family Emmy Award ceremony last month. The tiny designer was able to showcase the vibrant look on the red carpet for the December 10th and 11th event, making history as one of the youngest designers to have a look hit the award stage that Tabitha actually wore. The fact that a 7-year-old girl. I want to call her a toddler. I almost want to call, I know she's not a toddler, but the 7-year-old young lady designed something for Tabitha is amazing.
That's dope.
Very articulate, well-spoken young lady. And while I shouldn't have to say that, the fact that she's 7 and she's just so media,
she has presence. She has
media
presence.
Trained
Yeah.
presence, but she's also very well media trained. I don't know if she's media trained or she's just herself.
She has presence regardless. It is beautiful.
To hear her speak, I was just like, is she really 7? It was really dope to see that from Tabitha. And Tabitha sought out someone to design, sought out a young kid to design this for her. She didn't, it wasn't Lauren Brooke reaching out to her. It was just she won the opportunity because she solicited her designs to Tabitha, and Tabitha was just like, I like her designs, and they went forward and got that design for her. So congratulations to Miss Brooklyn Lauren for designing for Miss Tabitha Brown.
Awesome sauce. All right, y'all. So hold on. So I want to make sure we had some new folks that were with us tonight. So I want to make sure that you know how to get in touch with us and to make sure that you stay connected. All right. So if you have not done so,
differently.
Right. I'm like, I know I think no. Anyway, so if you have not done so already, if you will, make sure that you go to beautifulbrowngirls.com so that you can connect with us there. There you will be able to see whether there's an in-person brunch chapter in your area. You'll also be able to learn more about our organization, about our mission, and also see the team that we have. Also, make sure that you have gone to Facebook and liked us at Beautiful Brown Girls, that you've joined our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded, and followed us on Instagram at Beautifully Shaded and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown U. And y'all, we are on YouTube at Beautiful Brown Girls. So make sure that you go and check out our YouTube page, y'all. We are going to be building that page and really thinking about what that looks like and sounds like over there on the YouTubes. All right. So having said all that, Sab, can you please tell the people where they can find you, ma'am?
Yes. I like this new picture of myself. This is me. I'm a very active young lady. Clearly, I'm on a bike. So I'm on a bike. You can connect with me at sabjackson.com. All of my social handles and everything are there. You can also, I just wanted to introduce to you guys, like, I'm on a journey of real estate investing. This is my new journey that I'm on now, and I am enjoying it. So that's my new business name, Honey Pine Property Partners. And, it isn't anything that I'm like really putting out there. I'm just telling you guys about it because this is a journey that I'm on right now. And I'm all about being transparent and sharing with you my journey. Before it was, what was I with Amway? Anyway,
congratulations
but
on your new venture.
This is a journey that I'm really enjoying. But then you can also catch me on my Bet on a Black Woman podcast. And you can connect with me there. It's on all the podcast platforms, but everything is on sabjackson.com. So we'd love to connect with you there. What about you, Kimberland? How can people get in contact with you?
So you all can find me at kimberlandjackson.com. Also, I am actively building Minding My Black Ass Business. I've been on hiatus since the holidays, but I'm about to be back. Okay. So if you will go over to Minding My Black Ass Business on YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, or to my website where you can get some merch if that is calling your name or you just want to support, I would absolutely love that. So KimberlandJackson.com or on Minding My Black Ass Business. So
thank you, Kimberly. We missed you guys too.
I know, we really did. So thank you all for hanging out with us. The Brownversation doesn't stop here, right? This continues. It continues in the comments. It continues in our members network. We want to make sure that you all have ways to connect with us. Okay. So we want to continue this conversation. If you haven't done so already and checked out our members network, go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com. And there you will be able to connect to our members network as well, which is our VIP space, free from the algorithms and all the things trying to hold the brown girl down. So I told you at the top of the show that we're going to have another show. next week because we got to get back on our rotation. So we will be back with you all next Monday. All right, with our next episode of Brown Conversations. So we scouring the internet, y'all, to figure out what we need to talk about. But if you have any suggestions, honey, please do jump into our DMs, jump on the comments, child. Let us know what you want to talk about because there's all types of things happening out here. All right. So having said that, we love y'all so much, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.